Many Wonders of Dreaming, Part 6. The Gods, the Archetypes, and Idol Worship. In previous chapters, you have come to see how the human body is the temple of the gods. The archetype, the gods in the temple, are templates of aspects of you. You were born most likely with the basic archetypes in your DNA. As you grow older, experiencing life, the archetypes are shaped by your encounters with the waking world equivalent. The archetype, or God, is you. Let's pretend you hate your job because you dislike your boss. If it wasn't for your stupid boss, this job would be perfect. Maybe your guardians complained about their boss constantly when you were little, and you heard this every single day for 18 years, so now you got it in your mind that all bosses are jerks. If your parents or guardians had issues with authority, they will have likely passed it on to you, and now you have a problem with authority figures. Your parents don't like being told what to do. When you were young, you like them and you want to be just like them. You emulate them, and this was your example of how to behave, so now you don't like being told what to do either. You instinctively resist at every turn, and you don't know why. Your first authority figures were your parents and guardians. How they treated you or interacted with you when they took control affects how you now respond to authority figures. No matter what you do, it always ends up with you being screwed around by the boss. The archetypes in the subconscious pretty much control how we behave in circumstances in which the archetype is in charge. That is why there is a god of this and a goddess of that. The Vedic system of yoga has shown us where these archetypes reside in certain rooms of this temple, which is built of polynucleotide chains. Each chakra has a location and a deity associated with it. The main 8 chakras are located along the spinal column and correspond to the different ganglia of nerves, which may be centers of consciousness, as the brain is not just the gray matter in the skull, but is in the entire central nervous system. Once you have achieved lucidity, you can then begin to confront the archetype directly. By facing your fears head-on, or by exploring the symbolism of the archetype, you may be able to gain a better understanding of why you made a choice that seemed to be correct at the time, but turned out to be very bad. But mastering dream control is not as easy as it sounds. A seasoned aeronaut will tell you that confronting an archetype in the astral will always end in disaster, so we treat them with respect. They are mirror images of aspects of your personality. Treat them with at least the same respect you would like to receive. So the ancients devised idol worship, primitive, superstitious idol worship. The template of your archetype only allows for certain parameters. When one performs ritual prayer to a deity in the physical waking dimension, the corresponding archetype is propitiated or petitioned. Just like a habit takes time to break, sometimes reprogramming the archetype can take a while. So novenas, sadhanas, and various rituals are devised to facilitate the desired change. The ancients have shown us that the main all-purpose God that most people think of and is allegedly the image in which we are made plays many different roles just as we do. Father, mother, protector, provider, teacher, and friend. Also, just like us, she or he knows how to do many things. So, when it is appropriate, he or she chooses that which we will easily recognize and understand. She or he also shares our temperament, as he or she is a reflection of you and vice versa. When you work with an idol, you are essentially connecting with the archetype that is associated with that idol. The archetype is the universal principle that the idol represents. In doing so, you can access the power and energy of that archetype, which can help you in your own life. When you worship an idol, you are also opening yourself up to receive the blessings of that archetype. The archetype will work through the idol to help you achieve your goals and manifest your desires. It is a very powerful magical technique. It can seem a little awkward at first, but start small. Just keep the representation somewhere where you can see it. Light a candle, burn some incense, and sit with it for a while. With a mindful awareness of what you are doing and why you are doing it, make your intention known to the appropriate archetype. If you don't know, then say so. Be honest. You cannot lie to God. That's probably how you got here in the first place. Determining the god or archetype to appeal to is a personal matter. For me to list gods and goddesses to choose from would be a waste of time. You already know where to look. Remember that what you are doing during the day is what you will dream about at night. You perform the ritual and it becomes a part of you and has an effect upon the subconscious, which in turn brings about a change in consciousness. That is, a new awareness, perhaps an epiphany. Things will begin to change and it will occur naturally and properly. The only obstacle at this point is most likely your peers. What the heck would they think if they caught you praying to a statue or a picture or a symbol? They don't have to know. That's why it's called a cult. It's between you and God. The author, Magical, is not a qualified psychologist or therapist in any fashion. Please seek the help of a qualified professional if you need to. However, I hope for this series of posts to help others as I explore myself and discuss dreams and other related things. So feel free to comment if you like, as I am always willing to learn. Tell your friends. Love. Magical.